So, I can't zoom out of here, can I? Nope. Alright. So anyways, guys, got back from Avengers Endgame, and this is spoiler-free. I will just say it's a nice bookend for the series of all these characters. It starts off a little slow. About into the 8 to 10 minute mark, there's a big shock. Never in my wildest dreams did I see that coming. But it was cool. It added some depth to the movie. And there was time jumps. And yes, I will say this. If you didn't have some sort of spoiler by now, yes, time travel is involved in this movie. A lot of fan theories, couple happened, and a lot of them didn't. And a lot of predictions on how this movie was going to go didn't happen. Unless you're under a rock, you know that people were going to die. There's one shocking death. Really one big shocking death. And I'm going to leave it at that. But I don't think anybody's gone into this movie not thinking someone was dying. But there was definitely a shocker one there. I will say this about Captain Wokeness being in the movie. She's in it for... I read online prior that she's got 15 minutes worth of screen time. I don't know if she's got 15 minutes, but she's in it. And she definitely starts off the movie. And there are a few cringe moments when she shows up and she's like, oh, well, you didn't win last time because you didn't have me. But we already saw that from the trailer. And then there's, of course, when she throws a little line, well, I'm going to go kill Thanos now, bye. That made me go, ugh. But, I mean, a big plot hole in the movie through the trailers. She filled it, and it was like, really? But other than that, she doesn't, I wouldn't say ruins the movie, but she did definitely feel planted and not needed in the movie. She maybe has 3 lines of dialogue. So the Russo brothers definitely did a really good job of not making her the focus. I heard there was 5 different or 6 different versions of the ending filmed, and she was only in one of them. Well, this must have been it. Thank God. I just envisioned her. She doesn't kill Thanos, guys, and I know that's what everybody was worried about. But I envisioned her doing it and then putting on the gauntlet. And if she would have done that, I swear I would have just gotten up and walked out. So, all for all, she doesn't ruin the movie. She doesn't make it either. But like I said, she didn't need to be there. There was a cringy scene at the end, totally unnecessary. And then when you see it happen, and then they go back into battle, I mean, it just looks really stupid when someone with a spear, I don't know, it just didn't need to happen, and you're going to know it when you see it. I mean, it was just dumb. And with the rumors and innuendos of a future all-female Avengers movie led by Captain Wokeness, I think that was our preview. I don't know. I don't like Brie Larson, so I'm not looking forward to it, but you're going to know, and I've already looked on some online reviews, and that's what people are pointing out, this scene at the end that just seems stupid and unnecessary, kind of just like, here we go, and I don't want to say anything, but you're going to know it when you see it, trust me. I don't even have to describe it. It just doesn't even fit. I mean, there's a massive battle going on, and there's this assembly that happens, and they make a second charge into the field. I will say it was just like the big final battle. I mean, it's hard to say. I can't get things away. Like they just some people, if there's every movie that's been made in the last 10, 11 years, every one of these characters is seen in this movie at some point or another. Which is kind of cool in a way, but it was a little weird, especially in the final big scene. I mean, they don't even show everybody fighting in the scene. That's because there's so many people. It's just weird. But the movie does start off very slow. There isn't a lot of action at all in the movie, except for the big final fight scene, which kind of made the movie drag. But if this movie was really 3.5 hours long, like they say, I never once looked at my watch, so I wasn't totally bored, but there was stuff lacking. There was some humor. There was a couple jokes, but not the humor like they're talking about online, like it was like Deadpool or something. I will say this: I've looked up and read all the fan theories and what people thought was going to happen, and I think because Captain Marvel was in the movie, some of that, at least one, didn't happen the way they predicted. But technically, the person that they predicted to be in that role does show up later on in the movie in that particular thing and joins the fight. So, I mean, there's just... people were very good and creative, and a lot of it did happen, so it made it predictable in a way, but everything that I had in my head, none of it happened. So I guess that's good. You're not going to go into it thinking this is how it's going to end or this is how it's going to be. It was fresh, it was new, but everybody's also thinking this is going to be a 10-star, you know, slam dunk great movie. It doesn't suck by any means, but it is not going to top Infinity Wars by any measure whatsoever. Infinity Wars was pretty damn good. Like I said, it was a good bookend to this series. I don't know how many of these characters are coming back. One in particular, it looks like he's going to stay in the MCU, but at the very end, it looks like the original 6 Avengers were signing off from the series for good. They had a little special thing in the credits. And there is no cutscenes, so don't even bother sitting there if you just want to watch the little... Like I said, if anybody in the MCU, they gave them props in the credits, like Natalie Portman, whatever. She wasn't in this movie, but she was mentioned or honored in the credits. I will say this, Thanos came off. I was wondering how this was going to go down. He came off like a total badass, though. His fight scenes were way better. Well, his fight scene. Wait, did he have more than one? Can't remember. Well, his fight scene is phenomenal. It makes the movie. That was the saving grace, really. There's a twist with the Hulk. We did get to see... It's already in the trailers. You got to see Ronan. Ronan was pretty damn cool. I don't know. It's just hard to say. I don't want to... It's hard to say shit without giving it away. I don't want to ruin it for people. But, like I said, Captain Wokeness didn't ruin this movie. This is a good film. It's still going to make $1 billion or $2 billion. I plan on seeing it again tomorrow. I'm scared where the next phase in the MCU is going. I truly am. Because if it's really led by Captain Marvel and what I've been reading, what they plan on doing in the next phase of the MCU, I am a little... I don't know. A lot of people are saying this is their last Marvel movie with the final installment of the Avengers Endgame. I can't say I'm going to jump on board for it. I'm going to wait and see what they come up with in the future here. I would assume this is it for a little bit with Marvel movies, or at least this phase. I don't know that anything else is lined up or filmed and in the can. But I'm trying to think. Oh, yeah. I didn't like the way a lot of the guys were portrayed. Like, Banner was kind of an idiot, and they were portraying Ant-Man as just a dumbass. Hawkeye, I don't know. There was once he was brought back, I don't know. It was just there was even a point of the women like talking down to the men, calling them morons and stuff. There was a scene. God, 'cause it was, I mean, it's almost 4 hours long. My mind is melted, but you're gonna notice things. I'm trying to remember. There is a splash of feminism and women power. We'll just say that, women. But I don't know. Everybody's gonna have their own take and their own opinions on it. I am a little disappointed after all this build up and whatnot. Like I said, it's a good movie, but it's not a home run like what Infinity Wars was. People were expecting this to be the best movie out of all the movies made. And I don't even I don't know that I can say it's in the top 5. So I don't know. That's just me, guys. I'm not gonna rant anymore. Of course, I recommend going and seeing this. There's no way you can be a fan and be watching all these movies in the universe for all this time and you don't see the conclusion. Stuff happens, like I said, so be prepared. There was all this stuff, how people were crying and tears were flowing in the early showings, and I can't say I got worked up like that at all, and I certainly didn't hear any sniffling or crying from the crowd. And I was at the 3D showing, because I'll pay the extra $5 just to not sit in the theater that's packed and possibly have morons in there. But the theater was pretty well packed. I guess it was the 8 o'clock showing was getting out just as I was coming for the next showing, and it was interesting listening to people walking out of the theater. I was a little scared because I wasn't hearing like, yeah, it was amazing. So, like I said, everybody's gonna have their own thoughts and their own opinions on it. I wish it was just a little bit better. Like I said, I can't get into it because I don't want to ruin things or whatever. But it was fitting for some characters. I think a certain character who did make it already known he was done after this movie. I think he's going to regret it after a few years, because really outside of his Marvel roles, I can't name a movie he's been in. And I will say this, Robert Downey Jr., he looks bad. I can't say anything else, but because I don't want to ruin the movie. But I could see why some rumors going into this were going on. I know he's in his 50s, but man, he looks bad. He looks sick. But I can say the same thing about Don Cheadle and the dude that plays Black Panther. These guys are like waifs. I mean, Brie Larson, her when she's in her suit, it's CGI'd. There are shots of her in this movie. She's a skeleton. I mean, some of these people they have playing these roles aren't even fit. They don't look athletic. But like I said, Robert Downey Jr. is middle-aged, but he looks bad in this movie. I'm trying to bite my tongue. I can't say anything else, so I'm just going to leave it like that. Avengers is worth seeing. I had to rush out and see it because you couldn't even get online without idiots ruining it. And I will say that right now, I've watched some early reviews of what they thought of the movie, and there's people in the comments. You got to avoid them. You got to avoid videos or whatever until you see it, because someone's going to ruin it. I'll just leave it at that. But I think the most part people were worried about was Brie Larson's role, and like I said, she was not even in a minimum role. But yeah, she did have her female women empowerment moments at the end, and you're gonna see it. When it was about to go down, I really thought it was going to be what's Samuel L. Jackson's character? I can't think of his name right now. I really thought he was coming into the battle, in the helicarrier or something, but it's not. It doesn't even, that scene doesn't really kind of make any sense, because you're going to notice that there's, I can't give things away. It just, Captain Wokeness shows up. We'll just say that, and I don't know. The focus kind of shifts for a moment. But anyways, guys, I can't dance around stuff any longer. I've said my piece. Yes, it's definitely worth seeing. No, it's not going to top Infinity Wars. No, it's not going to be the best picture out of the entire series like people were predicting and saying. But it is what it is. It was still a good movie. It was still an ending. There are shocking... well, like I said, there's deaths. They're coming. And one, you would have never guessed that it's coming, or who it would have been. Couple, everybody already had in their head just from spoilers and things online. But you're not going to be... You might be relieved in an ending for a certain character. But yeah, that's it, guys. I can't say anymore. Avengers Endgame is finally here. Thought it was going to be better. But like I said, I'm going back at least one more time. I don't think there's really any Easter eggs or anything to pick apart or like notice, but I am going to support it. Like I said, this could be the last Marvel movie. Well, no, well, because they are going to make another Venom, and I don't know if they're making any more Deadpools, but I can tell you this, I'm not going to go see 7 Captain Marvel movies that they have her signed to. So, anyways, guys, I hope that helps you. Like I said, a lot of people were going into this worried about Brie Larson's role, and she does not dominate the movie. She doesn't ruin it. She doesn't even feel like she needs to be there, to tell you the truth. So, there's that. You can relax, not worry about it, but you will have cringe moments just like I did, trust me. So anyways, guys, that's it for now. That is my spoiler-free review of Endgame. Catch you guys later.